Penguins here. You'll see a keeper walk in there soon. So as I said, these are African penguins. They live in the coast of South Africa and all around there. They'll swim out to around 12, or they'll swim out a mile out to sea to catch fish. They can swim up to 12 miles per hour. They'll usually go around depths of like around 80 feet, 80 to 90, but they have been recorded to go even deeper, even as far as 300 feet.
I went over there.
They are very, very excellent swimmers. You know, being non-flighted animals, they get used to being able to swim around here. They definitely prefer colder water, so they actually have a really nice temperature gradient between their water and the air that gets put in there. The water can usually reach down to like the 50s if it's like a really hot day because the heat really seeps into here. So we try to keep the water really cold for them, where we'll usually keep the air out there, usually around the 80s, 90s for them. They'll eat fish like sardines out in the wild. We try to replicate that here with more schooling fish like that. So we feed them capelin, herring, and smelt. They all get kind of a mix of that throughout the diet. We do 2 feedings, one in the morning for the most part before people get into the zoo, and then this feeding. So, and you can see one of the keepers that they are marking down who's eating and who's eating what. So we try to keep track of how much they're eating and if they're eating capelin or herring or smelt. We do that to just keep up on their nutritional, their individual nutritional health. And usually they all have been pretty good about eating recently. Every now and then they'll have a little bit of a stint of like maybe they won't eat today or something like that. But that's why we keep track, so we can make sure that if they don't eat one day that they're eating the next day. And that's usually how it works for the most part. And if you look at our penguins, they do have little bands on their arms. The only one that doesn't have a band on her arm right now is Hazo. As you can see, she's molting over there. And usually the bands can kind of like inhibit the molting process, so we usually take it off when they're in the middle of it. But if you look at the bands, if they are on their left arm, that means that they are a female. If it's on their right, that means that they are male. And then if they have a matching color to one another, that means that they are a bonded pair. So we have 5 bonded pairs here at Pueblo, and then we do have 3 that are not bonded with anyone. They're just not really old enough to really be wanting to bond right now. So they're all by themselves for now, but they'll find their own. And our penguins do have really interesting personalities, as you can see. Some of them get a little more protective during feeding time than others. But yeah, there's quite a bit of drama that happens in the penguin life, whether it be if someone's trying to take another one's mate, or if they're in the wrong nest box or anything like that. They are very I guess vocal about those kind of situations. They are actually nicknamed jackass penguins because when they call, it does sound like a donkey. So
Steve-O approves.
I think the machine over there can replicate a call, but they are very loud. As you can probably tell, you can't hear the keeper that's on the other side. When our penguins call, you'll hear them. That's how loud they are. But yeah, they are very cool animals.
3 o'clock, action reading. There's no more rules.
Sorry about that. Yeah, our penguins are, we have some awesome penguins here, lots of vibrant personalities here.
Forgot her name.
Oh my gosh.
They're so
some
cute.
of them really like hopping up onto our laps. A few of them will like crawl back and try to get under our arms kind of thing. They are very socialized to us right now. But yeah, right now our oldest penguin is about 39 years old, and that is Patriot. You'll see her with a yellow band. She's probably more near Carrie right there sitting down. But yeah, she's actually right there on the very right. So yeah, she's our oldest penguin at 39. Penguins in the wild will usually only live till around their late teens to early 20s. But when they're in captivity and they don't have predators to worry about, they can get way up into their 40s. I believe the oldest on record was 45, and then the current oldest one in captivity right now is 43. So yeah, they can get pretty old, and we actually have a huge range of ages right now. So like we have a 39-year-old, and then our youngest is only a year and a half. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Now these guys, like I was talking about with the fish that they eat in the wild, they eat a lot of sardines, and unfortunately right now they are being affected by overfishing. It's a very tough issue on them. It does, because of too many people fishing in their area, it doesn't leave a lot of food for them. So one thing that you guys can do to help our penguins is that if you've ever heard of Seafood Watch, is to find sustainably sourced fish, places that don't use overcrowded areas, or make sure that they're not overcatching in those areas. It's a very useful thing. We do have some pamphlets in the other room over here about Seafood Watch. There used to be an app that we would talk about, but apparently that app recently just got shut down for whatever reason. But the Seafood Watch program is still going on, and it's still a very important thing. I believe there is a website, seafoodwatch.com, that you can look at, and that'll tell you all the companies that are sustainably sourcing their fish. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm all ears. I'll be here for a little while.
Thank you.
Were they born here or did you trade them? I'm sorry if I missed